So essentially we are operating a full contact tracing service here, and contact tracing generally goes back to beyond COVID. It's a core public health sort of strategy in terms of responding to any outbreak of communicable disease. And so when it comes to coronavirus, what we're doing essentially is tracking down positive cases of coronavirus. We are interviewing those people to ascertain who they may have come into contact with during the time that they were potentially infectious, and then we're contacting those people and advising them to self-isolate. And the point of that is to stop the onward transmission of the virus from beyond those people, essentially.
So walk us through the process. Someone is identified as having symptoms, they are tested, they test positive.
Yep.
What happens then?
So they test positive, we give them a call from this room, and we advise them straight away that they have been confirmed as a case of coronavirus and that they should immediately go home to self-isolate.
Oh, I see. So you are the ones who tell people when they test positive?
That's correct, yes, we do. And we do that out of hours as well as in hours. So we get those people to go home, make it safe in terms of making sure that they are self-isolated themselves, and then we will follow up with a detailed case interview. And the purpose of that interview is to gain a whole load of information about their background, their demographics, any symptoms that they may have had leading up to the time that they tested positive. We ask a bit of information about their whereabouts in the 2 weeks prior, and that's all about trying to ascertain, if we can, where they may have caught the virus from. And then the really crucial component is we interview them about who they came into contact with 2 days before they became unwell, right up until the time that they self-isolated. And that's really the part that's the contact tracing aspect.
Of all the cases that have tested positive, that have come through this system, and you've had to trace the contacts, how many of those contacts have then gone on to test positive?
In terms of laboratory testing, we've had one positive close contact at the moment, and we've had a number of others in the order of about 15 who've been symptomatic during their quarantine periods. So the answer to that question is one. We're very much in the sort of early stages of contact tracing at the moment, and as I'm sure you're aware, virus transmission in Gibraltar is low, which is extremely reassuring. So we would anticipate those numbers to go up if we see a surge in the number of cases.
And do you have an idea of how many people you've had to ask to self-isolate as a result of being in contact with a positive case?
Yes, we have had. So at any one time, we've managed 108 close contacts. Over the course of the time that we've been operating, it's an estimate, but I would say we've self-isolated about 160 people.
And of those, some of them could have been positive.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. So there's nothing we can do about the risk that close contact had in terms of their exposure to the positive case. That's happened. What we're trying to do is prevent the close contacts themselves from spreading the virus any further if they develop symptoms and if they become infectious.